Muy buenas a todos, señores, señoritas, animales y lo que haya por allá, que estamos en otro vídeo de Genshin Impact. Y bueno, me estuve enfrentando en el abismo a enemigos que no conocíamos. Por ejemplo, buitre escarlata sacróseo. Luego también está el escorpión sacróseo, los eremitas estos. Y bueno, pues eso, un poco increíble, la verdad. Tengo un logro más. A ver, ¿dónde está? Aquí. Días de antaño, derrota a Daja en modo multijugador. Y eso nos da una tarjeta nueva que no teníamos, pero bueno, no creo que me la ponga. Tampoco me parece tan increíble. Y nada, ahora vamos a intentar, pues, ver la parte final del evento temporal que hay ahora, que es de artes marciales. Bueno, de artes marciales tampoco, o sea, bueno, ese de espadas, que se parece un poco el estilo a lo que es Dark Souls o juegos como Elden Ring y cosas así. Lo que ya hice, yo avancé, salió otra escena donde salía Ayaka también, pero bueno, nada excesivamente importante. Y nada, el objetivo ahora es... Vale, tenemos que ver... O sea, enfrentarte junto a Ayaka no sé quién pone. Cuidado con esto porque así vemos por lo menos un poco cómo es el combate. El diálogo lo voy a pasar rápido, como siempre hago. Pero atentos porque aquí vamos a presenciar algo increíble. Giro tonto. Disfrute mucho, sí, mucho. ¿De qué se trata? Vale. Bueno, no os enrolléis, hoy quiero avanzar mucho en la de Arconte, como sea. Pero tengo que avanzar. Esa debe ser Ayaka. Bueno, es increíble la nueva skin. Que no la vamos a poder usar porque ya de por sí vale bastante. Pero es increíble, ¿eh? Jodidamente increíble. Qué maravilla.
Oh, what's the matter? Why are you two so silent?
Not at all. Ayaka,
es perfecto para ti.
Yeah. You look like a spirited...
You think so?
O sea, es un traje de Fontaine, por lo visto.
I'm relieved to hear. Thank you for the
Bueno, pues ya está, oye. Suerte, sí, gracias. De acuerdo, voy al lugar donde tendrá el torneo. A ver, ¿y eso ocurre dónde? Ah, vale, aquí. Sí, sí. Vamos aquí, porque aquí se vienen cosas calentitas, señores. Cosas calentitas. A ver.
Hey, look, Miss Kamisato.
Venga, vamos.
Although I've seen illustrations of this outfit before.
Oh, it was worth lining.
Wow. Ayaka became... Ladies and Miss Kamisato.
Are you ready, traveler?
Sí, como nunca antes. Bueno, pues esto creo que es el combate final. Hostia, este combate fácil no va a ser, ¿eh? Y así veis un poco cómo es la escena antes de cada combate. Y luego, supongo que, si me acuerdo, os muestro qué otros rivales había. Pero es que es tremendo, tío. Este es el Oni espadachín, el último enfrentamiento. Oni espada heroico. Lo que pasa es que, bueno, tenemos también a Ayaka, así que con Ayaka a lo mejor tenemos posibilidades.
What an overwhelming presence.
Tío, le estoy dando a la E. Ah, vale, no, pero aquí la letra E no sirve para bloquear. Aquí la letra E sirve para atacar, por lo visto. Cuidado, hay que saber esquivar. Por eso digo que esto es un poco tipo Dark Souls. Aquí no se puede hacer ataques elementales. En esta quinta ronda parece que parece que sí, pero en las anteriores no se podía. Hijo de perra. A ver, coge esto, coño. Cuidado, cuidado, cuidado. Uf, chaval. Vale, pum, pum. Hay que intentar sacarle vida mientras se pueda. Me da igual que me saque la mía ahora. Bueno, le hemos quitado la mitad. No vamos mal, no vamos mal. No vamos mal, os lo aseguro. Cuidado, cuidado, cuidado. Joder, tío, no tiene resistencia el cerdo. Lo bueno es que aquí ya con Ayaka la cosa cambia. Y menos mal que tenemos Ayaka, si no, no tendríamos posibilidades ni de coña. Y dame, dame, cerdo, yo también te doy. No he podido ni utilizar la ulti porque lo he reventado antes. Vale, pues ya está. Esto era lo que quería que vierais así rápido y ya está.
That was an extra. Your opponent's moves kept surprising Paimon, but it seems like the two of you are.
Traveler, Miss Kamisato.
Hombre, Cuyo,
Congratulations
Sara.
on winning the
Hey, it's.
I was ordered by the
I'm flattered.
All of you have been busy with various. I must return.
Muy bien, un placer, Cuyo, un placer.
By the way, does everyone? Great idea.
Bueno, a comer, venga. Paimon siempre se apunta. ¿Qué te pasa, Ayaka?
Oh, it's nothing. The effects of winning are only now Although the audience members might not have noticed, there were many moments where I would have... Without you, it would have been impossible for me to win on my own.
Tú también has sido clave.
Really? Hearing you say that makes me want to spar with you.
Uy,
all.
cuidado,
To
que quiere
tell
pelear
you the
conmigo.
truth, I've been hoping for an opportunity to spar with you ever since we first met. That wish was half fulfilled today at
Podemos
the
cruzar
exhibition
espadas
match.
siempre que
Sure.
quieras.
But until then, make sure you take good care of your sword. If I ever manage to steal it one day, your life will also be in my hand. I've always wanted to say
Ha
something
sido
like
adorable.
Hey, what's the holdup here? What are you talking about?
that. We were just talking about having a match to determine which of us is the superior sword fighter.
Wow, you are so.
It's precisely because
Bueno, pues
we're
bien,
friends
¿no?
that we should spar often and learn from each other.
Oh, guess that kind of makes sense.
Bueno, pues ya está, ahora sí.
Traveler, keep all I just
Sí,
said.
sí, no te preocupes, que de aquí no sale.
Huh? What did Ayaka say?
Ay, Paimon, por favor.
Nothing.
Por favor, Paimon, un poco de intimidad. Vale, pues en principio ya está, ¿no? A ver, duelo marcial. Vale, falta este, pero bueno, no sé qué será. ¿Veis? Primero era Ibuki, luego Hirotatsu, luego Younan, luego Taro Umaru, el perrote, y luego el samurái. Y bueno, las tres misiones... No, perdón, aquí no es. Aquí. Las tres misiones ya están. Y punto. Lo importante lo habéis visto. Ahora sí, vamos a continuar la misión esta. Teníamos que ir a un hospital. Es verdad. Recompensa de expedición. Un momento. Ya que estoy aquí, voy a intentar rápidamente poner la expedición. Llevo 8 minutos. Quiero ir rápido. Quiero hoy avanzar lo máximo que pueda, tío, en la misión de Arconte. No sé cómo, pero hay que hacerlo. Es lo único que me importa. De acuerdo. Fischl, Bennett, Amber. Hombre, ahora que tengo a Kekin, aquí en Liu voy más rápido, porque el tiempo no es el mismo. De acuerdo, pues tenemos que ir al hospital, que eso estaba ahí, y yo creo que desde aquí llegaré. Sí, ¿no? Hay un camino, creo que sí, que desde ahí puedo llegar. Bueno, pues vamos a ir hacia ese punto y vamos a continuar con la misión de Arconte, que es el objetivo, señores. A ver, era por aquí. De acuerdo. Ve al hospital de Eleazar. No le he dado. Hostia, vaya tirón, pedazo de cerdo, ¿qué te pasa? Que ya está, que dejes de tirones, cerdo. ¿Por qué coño se pega tirones el juego? ¿Qué mierda le ocurre? A mí me pone muy nervioso que se peguen tirones cuando estoy grabando, tío. Como si el juego no quisiera funcionar bien. Estuve probando el abismo, como he dicho al principio, y la verdad es que, a ver, tengo mucho que mejorar todavía, pero Yo noto la mejora hasta ahora. La verdad, noto la mejora. Y eso es importante.
Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And there's sand everywhere.
Sí, sí, sí.
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
¿Qué dice?
Monsters, watch out!
No, que tengan cuidado ellos. A mí no me preocupas.
Illusion shattered.
A ver, ya digo, todavía mucho que mejorar a los personajes, sobre todo el tema de los talentos. A ver, que los tengo al 8, pero que pueden estar mucho mejor. De acuerdo. Refuerzos. Vale, este monumento elemental no... Nunca ha estado aquí, que yo sepa. Vale, vamos a demostrarle al mundo. ¡Bum! Cómo es un poco nuestra Shogun. Lo bueno es que se recarga rápido la ulti de la Shogun. Eso hay que aprovecharlo. En combates así que duran 30 segundos o más. ¿Qué esperabas?
Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky? Or, you know, something like that. He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
No podemos perder contra él.
This is the one.
A ver, se ha activado un monumento, ¿no? Sí, sí. ¡Oh! Ahora se ha abierto la puerta. Bueno, la puerta, la barrera esa.
Let's go in and take a look.
Sí, vamos a mirar. Revisan cuidadosamente el hospital abandonado.
Hey, Ethan, we haven't found squat. Are you sure we aren't wasting
Si habéis
our time
escuchado algo,
here?
yo tampoco sé lo que es. No os preocupéis.
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then,
No sé si están haciendo obras o
I'm
qué
taking a
cojones
break.
pasa. ¿Cómo que descansar? No es momento,
Just
amigo.
like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
Okay, sure.
The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh?
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya. How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this.
Deberías leer un libro de vez en cuando.
Hey, Paimon's your Tibet travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff already. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are so complicated.
De acuerdo, Paimon es la mejor. Bueno, pues se hace de noche, ¿no? Bueno, mejor, así más emoción.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
Oigo voces, ¿no?
Huh? What was that sound?
There it is.
Ah, está llorando. Es el...
It's coming from that direction.
Sí, sí, es aquello que dijimos, que estaba alguien llorando y que se escuchaban de noche.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here.
Buah, habrá que entrar, ¿no? Bueno. Esto ya sí que me gusta más.
As I thought, there's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Hay que seguir explorando, de acuerdo. Uy. A ver, investiga... Me han dejado aquí, de repente. Investiga los monumentos elementales que hay en el hospital. Pues sí, a eso voy. Lo que pasa es que no sé por qué desbloquear. Ah, necesitamos una llave, ¿no? Interesante, eso me gusta. Lo que no sé por qué me habían dejado arriba otra vez. Ah, porque a lo mejor necesito encontrar algo arriba primero. Vale, pues vamos para arriba. A ver. Vale, vale, vale. Aquí está el monumento este, que ya de algún modo se ha activado. Vamos a tener que localizar los otros. Ah, aquí hay algo. Ah, vale. Esto me gusta, me gusta. De acuerdo, fuera. Aquí está el primero. Quedan dos más. Ahí hay uno a la izquierda. Ah, y aquel, vale, pues ya están localizados. A ver. De todas formas este... Eso. Con escara se podía haber quitado del todo, pero bueno. Vale, pues falta aquel. A ver si aparecen más enemigos. Mierda, no he cogido ninguna... Maldita angula. A ver, tú, ¿qué? De acuerdo. Ah, que vienen refuerzos. Pues nada. A ver, refuerzos, ¿dónde estáis ahora? De acuerdo, ahora ya puedo entrar en el nivel inferior. Eso se pone calentito, señores. De una forma mágica, además. De una forma extremadamente mágica. Ahora ya puedo entrar. Ay, 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 que puedo entrar. Aviso de urgencia. A ver, paciente Abbas, varón 23. Tiene un lunar en el lado izquierdo de la frente zurdo. Aunque su condición siga siendo muy grave, será difícil que sobreviva sin atención médica profesional. Las posibilidades de supervivencia del paciente se debe de informar inmediatamente en cuanto se encuentra. No te rindas, sé optimista. Todos los seres vivos se encuentran bajo la protección divina. No hay que rendirse nunca. Bueno, pobrecito. Vale, aquí esto... Comidas de esta semana. Bueno. Hostia, sopa de menta y frijoles, tachín, camarones al curry, panipuri, pescado a la crema, barco de papa, shakshuka, pastel de arroz. Eso sí que me lo comía yo. El pastel de arroz me lo comía yo ahora mismo, de verdad. Vale, turnos de esta semana. Vale, Ibrahim, no sé quién, Amudi. Qué raro, tío. Bueno, está bien. Florero antiguo. Al mirar atrás de la boca me parece haber unos tallos negros. Para bien están marcadas en el fondo del florero. Interesante. Vale. ¡Uy! ¡Qué sustín!
Look, there's someone over there.
Hay que tener cuidado.
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Pero lo bonito es por qué hay alguien aquí. O sea, ¿qué hace aquí este tío? ¿Y cómo ha entrado?
Wait.
A ver.
You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
Entonces, ¿por qué está
Leaving
así?
that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground.
Sí.
They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Sí, un poquito. Es cierto. Claro. El tipo de los eremitas que se volvió loco.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale.
First, the academia spread a false rumor of King Deshret's resurrection,
emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia.
all the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto King Deshret's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since King Deshret's death all those years ago.
Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises.
Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of King Deshret,
and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about
¿Cómo
this.
conoces ese tipo
I'm
de
the
tecnología?
Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
No, no es posible. La mayoría de los eruditos que se han vuelto locos han estado en contacto con la conciencia divina dentro del bosque. Eso es lo que busca la academia. Incluso se puede decir que estos conocimientos están relacionados con los Fatuil, con el Doctor y con Scaramuccia. Los están usando para convertir a Scaramuccia en un dios.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
La academia necesita personas que hayan sido expuestas a la conciencia divina.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress...
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
Tus intenciones son más específicas y
You can
personales.
say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Puede que rechace la idea de una mayor responsabilidad moral, pero justifica sus acciones porque son fieles a sus motivaciones personales. Quizá alguien así sería un mejor aliado.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general.
Bueno, ¿qué hacemos con
He
esta
won't last
persona?
long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
Bueno, pues habrá que hacer algo aquí. Regresa a la aldea, sí, sí. Es que es increíble esto, ¿eh? Pobre hombre y pobre gente en general, todo lo que les hayan podido hacer. Tío, la llave esa no la hemos encontrado, ¿verdad? A ver, cuenco de azúcar ennegrecido. Si no fuera porque las palabras arpa, zabas y tarro de azúcar están grabadas en él, sería difícil imaginar que este jarrón sucio solía utilizarse para guardar azúcar. Cuenco deteriorado. Nombre escrito en el cuento Abin. Tío, la llave no la he encontrado. A lo mejor no se puede encontrar aún. Hakim. Pues es lo único que se me ocurre, porque esto ya lo hemos visto. Pues no sé, ¿eh? La llave yo no la he encontrado.
Too slow.
Bueno, entonces tenemos que volver ahí. Claro, se me había olvidado hacer eso, pero bueno, lo hago ahora. La llave, tío. Falta llave antigua. Un momento, pone llave que robó un hurón enmascarado. Curioso, ¿no? Bueno, interesante saber esto. Bueno, vamos a volver. Vamos a volver, no queda otra. Un hurón enmascarado. Quizás sea una misión secundaria. No lo descarto, ¿eh? Bueno, por lo visto hay que entrar, ¿eh? Bueno, pues al jefe de la aldea. Vamos a visitar la casa del jefe. El avance lo hemos hecho. No sé si... No vamos a terminar, yo creo, hoy la de Arconte, pero por lo menos acercarnos a eso. A ver si no tarda en cargarse esto, por favor. Que llevamos 28 minutos. Hay que espabilar, ¿eh? Vale, ya hemos entrado, ahora sí.
We're back!
Ya estamos aquí.
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
Le cuentas a todos los que vieron en el hospital abandonado las conclusiones a las que han llegado.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as the academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village, since divine cant knowledge has been in circulation for a while now. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village, almost as if they knew we were on their trail. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the academia.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue.
¿Has descubierto algo?
Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait,
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is... Cyno's the mole. Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Alhaitham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Cyno isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing the thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you resigned is proof that their suspicions were well-founded.
So that's how it is. Cyno adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from. Cyno, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
Exacto.
I have an
Relájate,
idea.
Cyno.
If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now. If the academia is trying to avoid Cyno, then the safest place would be...
¿Dónde ha estado Cyno?
Yep, that's right.
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going.
Te has vuelto más inteligente, Paimon.
I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
I want to find Grandpa. I promise I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Cuenta con nosotros.
Hey, let's go! Remember to pack some food with you. Paimon feels like we're missing someone, though.
Bueno, no sé. Paimon. Alcanza Cyno. De acuerdo, pues habrá que ir allí. Bueno, pues habrá que salir de aquí, supongo.
I'll be awaiting your...
Sí, cantas. Cantas.
Please.
Sí, Ampu. Bueno, pues salgamos de aquí lo primero. Hay que ir hasta el punto que hemos visto. Y nada, señores, a ver qué pasa, porque esto está calentito, Hostia, pobre Cyno, tío. Pero que no se sienta culpable. Nadie podría imaginar algo así. O sea, tenemos que... Si él va a la izquierda, nosotros tenemos que ir a la derecha. Si él se tira de un precipicio, nosotros nos quedamos arriba. Pero si nosotros... O sea, si él decide quedarse arriba, tendremos que tirarnos nosotros. Algo así. ¿De acuerdo? Me parece bien. Vale, voy a coger dátiles. Pum. De acuerdo, pues ahora el objetivo es... Pues ir por ahí. Ya llegaremos. ¡Coño! Bueno, tampoco, ¿eh? Vamos bien, vamos bien. Ya hemos llegado, sí señor, me gusta.
So, where do we go from here?
A ver, buena pregunta. Zaino, ¿recuerdas qué recorrido hiciste?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Sigue recto por el desierto. Vale, siga Zaino. Sigamos a Zaino.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
De acuerdo. A ver, espero no saltarme diálogos, la verdad.
There's something here. What's this?
A ver, ¿qué es eso?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves and do some work.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work.
No es momento de quejarse.
Okay. So, we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there, looks like it's buried really deep.
Después de mucho esfuerzo, encuentra los objetos escondidos bajo la arena.
These are likely fragments of an academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
Vale, el grupo se separa y comienza a cavar la arena. Pues venga. Por suerte no tardaste mucho en desenterrar otro instrumento cerca.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Estoy de acuerdo.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
De acuerdo, sigamos. A ver, Zaino.
But running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Of course it is.
Bueno, Paimon, de verdad. Deja de llorar, por favor. Deja de llorar, que ya tenemos un tiempo viajando para que justo ahora te apetezca llorar.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Bueno, a ver, ¿qué pasa ahora?
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
¿Qué haces?
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself, I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry the...
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these 2 men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata have to... Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed King Deshret. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia?
Aracen?
These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way of doing things?
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. And mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just wants to make things more difficult!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
¿Qué
You
está
don't
pasando
have
aquí?
to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
¡De ella! Hay que detenerlo aunque sea a las malas.
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Qué momento más bonito, ¿eh? Qué tenso, qué tenso. Madre mía. Bueno, hay que venir mañana, dice. Uf. Mira, justo. Uf.
I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I'd just have to hold my claymore with my left arm.
Harás que me preocupe por ti.
Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have trusted you.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself?
Él es así.
Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
Vale, todos regresan a la aldea Aro para descansar y prepararse para el intercambio de no sé qué. Pero ¿cuáles son las posibilidades de éxito? ¿Saldrá todo bien? Hay tanta incertidumbre. Bueno, volvemos a la aldea. Me parece bien. Vale. Secretos del deseo ardiente. Espera hasta la mañana siguiente. 6-8. Joder. Vale, pues... A ver. O sea, tengo que esperar 24 horas, tío. Esto es lamentable, tío. Esto es lamentable, esperar 24 horas, tío. Son las 6 justo ahora. Tengo que esperar a las 6 del día siguiente. De verdad, qué triste, joder. Bueno, llevo 48 minutos. Vale, ya está. Bien, reúnete con los demás en la entrada de la aldea. Es decir, pues por ahí. Vale, pues bien. Un momento, voy a coger aquello de ahí. No puedo, una mierda que no. Primero cojo esto y luego hablo con ellos. Ya os digo yo que esto lo cojo yo ahora. De acuerdo. Vale, pues aquí estamos. Ahora sí, llegó el momento.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood? Or I'll be very upset with you.
Fine.
Me enfadaré, dice. Ve al lugar acordado. Vale, el lugar acordado es... allí. Madre mía, chaval, me estás jodiendo. A ver. ¿De dónde llego yo antes ahí? Porque, tío, o sea, a ver. No sé si estará en la parte de arriba o en la parte de abajo. De momento voy a ir a la parte de arriba. Pero también, según el indicativo de la guía, sabremos si realmente es arriba o abajo. Vale, voy a matar a este cerdo. Ya sabéis que cuando hay... Al lado de estos enemigos, si hay un enemigo, o sea, al lado de estos bichos, si hay un enemigo, pues estos bichos encima te dejan más objetos. Poca broma, ¿eh? Aunque bueno, en este caso no me han dejado nada, tío. Pero en general es como digo. Vale, a ver, hay que ir por ahí. Bueno, este montículo seguramente no tenga nada. No sé qué hace un guardián ahí. De acuerdo. Vamos para allí. De momento me estoy centrando en esto. Me interesa ya conseguir otro jefe semanal. Y para eso tengo que hacerlo de Arconte. Vale, pues ya está, ¿eh? Hemos llegado. Vale, esto sí que huele bien, ¿eh? Esto huele muy bien.
They got here before us.
Sí, sí, pero eso no importa. No hace falta que lo digas en alto.
Ready?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
Vale, entonces ¿qué? Escenita.
Wait, mate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Increíble, tío. O sea, nos han engullido.
Paimon's dizzy.
Esto me parece espectacular. Joder, es que no deja de asombrarme. ¿Están todos bien? Joder, de ella. Impresionante momento, macho, que nos has brindado.
This day's going just great.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body.
No hay duda. Por fin me crees.
Dendro Archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no. He's getting confused again.
Hey, look around you.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it, and it could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here? And his men too?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his sacred palace.
He's not actually gonna go in there, is he?
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too. Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of King Deshret's civilization appear. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here nor there.
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret will take care of his people. Right now, I'm going inside.
Bueno, Lara Croft. Bueno, un logro bastante referenciado. A ver. Lara Croft descubre el templo antiguo sepultado bajo el desierto. Bueno, pues tocará moverse, ¿no? Aunque ellos se quedan ahí, pasmaos. Entra en las ruinas misteriosas. Tengo ganas, Tengo ganas. Aquí. Venga, muerte, Sí, así mismo. Señores, esto es un dominio, tío. Yo pensaba que no, que iban a ser unas ruinas, pero vale. Hombre, a ver, me habría gustado más que fueran unas ruinas, pero bueno, es un dominio. Veamos qué nos encontramos y a qué nos enfrentamos.
It's full of life here.
Sí.
This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Raman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Raman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Pues tocará explorar. Tengo ganas, además, así que por favor. Vale, se supone que venimos de aquí, ¿cierto? Entonces no creo que haya un cofre por aquí atrás, pero yo ya no sé nada de este juego, así que, a ver. No, hay que revisar bien, hay que revisar bien. ¿Y aquí dentro qué? ¿Alguna cosita? Parece que no. Bueno, aquí tenemos... interesante. Vale, vamos a ir de izquierda a derecha. Primero este. Ah, vale, que es un puzzle. Es decir... Vale. Ah, pero... Se ha iluminado aquí. Supongo que... Guía de ritos. Vale. Interesante. No, en serio, ¿se iluminan siempre de la misma forma? No, este no. Ah, sí. Uy, qué raro es esto. O sea, había que ponerlos en la misma... Un poco raro, ¿no? A ver, ¿y ahora qué? Activar ascensor. Bueno, que nos vamos. Portal de resurrección activado. Vale, ¿esto qué? No, vamos a matarlos. A ver cómo es este dominio, pero de momento me está gustando. A todo para encontrar zanahorias y tomates, por favor. Qué risa me da. Encima no dan objetos estos. Aquí dentro no. Vale, entonces... Vale, hemos bajado. Aquí atrás no hay nada. Vale, pues... Activar ascensor. ¡Ah, coño! Se ha movido el ascensor. No sé si habremos conseguido algo, pero... Hay que revisar esto, ¿eh? Vale, por este lado... Parece que por el otro tampoco hay nada, pero aquí hay un cofre potentillo, ¿eh? Vale, fuera... ¡Pum! Bien, cofre. Esto me interesa. Aquí dentro no creo que haya nada, sinceramente. No puedo subir. Vamos a dar por hecho que no. Aquí hay como una rejilla, un espacio. Creo que hay que ir por ahí. Aquí no hay nada, ¿verdad? Voy a revisar. No parece que haya nada, la verdad. No. Bueno, pues nada, vamos para ahí. Yo creo que vamos bien, vamos bien. Llevo 1 hora ya. Me gustaría hoy hacer esto. No sé si me dará tiempo, pero... Ay, 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 que se van abriendo las puertas. Un cofre. Ay, un momento. No me habré dejado nada en este lado, ¿verdad? No. Esto no se abre, pero había un cofre ahí. Primero el cofre, que indudablemente hay que cogerlo. Vale, por aquí. Me parece increíble esto, de verdad. Yo creo que hay que ir por ahí. Pero aquí hay... Hostia, me parece impresionante lo que hay en la pared. Cómo emite un ligero brillo. Bueno, a ver. ¡Bum! De acuerdo, pues antes de meterme en la plataforma... Aquí hay otro cofre, bien. Menos mal que me ha dado por mirar. Vale. Activar ascensor, pone, un momento. No quiero liarla. Creo que la he cagado, ¿verdad? O sea, el ascensor... O sea, yo puedo activarlo estando dentro, claro. Lo que yo quiero. Que menos mal que no hemos tenido que esperar mucho. Si no, me cago en todo, chaval. A ver, no hay cofres por ahí. No, parece que no. De acuerdo. A ver, mensaje misterioso, que no se me olvide el mensaje misterioso. Que no se me olvide. Y poca broma, ¡Bum! Vale, primero, mensaje misterioso. En el templo por fin comprendo los trucos de feria de esos sacerdotes. El ascensor descenderá hasta el piso inferior. Móntate en su techo antes de que suba de nuevo. Momento, el ascensor descenderá hasta el piso inferior. Móntate en su techo antes de que suba de nuevo para alcanzar la bóveda. Lugar prohibido delante. Vetado el paso a los mortales. Solo son patrañas ideadas por los sacerdotes para engañarlos. Dejaré este método aquí para que la gente del rey que venga en el futuro sea testigo de su divina presencia. Es decir... Claro. Quizá tenga yo que... ¡Ah! Cuidado, que ahora estamos en la parte... superior. Ah, pero claro, es que aunque estemos en la parte superior... Tío, el cofre ese, que no se me olvide. No puedo yo activarlo. Que yo sepa... Claro, yo quería subirme aquí, a la parte de aquí arriba. Digo, a lo mejor... es eso lo que hay que hacer. Pero no. Claro, y abajo no hay nada, ¿verdad? No, estaba esto. Hostia. Esto es un poco... raro, tío, pero no sé. No hay manera de activar esto desde la de arriba, Es un poco raro, pero yo creo que arriba del todo hay algo. Hemos visto como un hueco, tío. No sé. Vale, antes de nada vamos a mirar aquí. Yo creo que claro. De hecho es que hay que hacer algo ahí, porque aquí no hay nada. Vale, voy a hacer lo de los artefactos. No sé qué coño voy a hacer, porque ahora mismo de artefactos... A ver, alguno que... Es que no sé realmente qué mejorar, porque... Realmente no sé qué mejorar porque lo que tengo apuntado no lo sé de memoria, tío. La verdad. A ver, Escara. El de Escara no servía. Creo que... Este sí que me servía. Este que era para Beidu. Voy a mejorarlo un poquito rápidamente. Hostia, no sé si acabaremos hoy la legendaria. O sea, la misión de Arconte esta, A ver, probabilidad de crítico. Aquí lo que interesa... no me acuerdo qué era. Bueno, al menos maestría elemental. Bueno, lo voy a dejar así de momento. Vale, ya hemos cogido todo. Aquí no me puedo meter. Vale. ¿Qué coño hago yo aquí, tío? El ascensor descenderá hasta el piso inferior, de acuerdo. Móntate en su techo. Claro, móntate en su techo antes de que suba de nuevo. ¡Ah! Creo que ya lo entiendo, ¿eh? Es decir, si yo lo toco, lo he de volver a tocar. Ahora que va hacia arriba. ¡Eso, joder! ¡Eso! Hostia, caraqueso. De acuerdo. Vale, fuera. Venid todos, sí señor. Vale, tú muerto. Pum, pum, pum. Y tú igual. De acuerdo, aquí hay que hacer cositas. Muy bien, pues las vamos a hacer. Esto es para apagar. Ahora veremos. Supongo que las columnas, ¿no? Que hay aquí. A ver. Ah, vale. Hay que elegir el momento para apagarlas. En este caso es como... que funciona al revés esto, ¿no? Es decir... quiero apagar... cuando se mueva la de la izquierda. Vale, si yo la apago, ¿qué ocurre? No se mueve. Eso es lo que yo quería. Vale, ya entiendo, o sea... hay que elegir... vale, esto es fácil. Cuando se brilla esta, apagamos esta. La otra, pues automáticamente ya se pondrá. Vamos a esperar. Esto es increíble. Apagar. Y ahora, pues nada, esperar a que se ilumine esta. Que es la única que se mueve y ya está. Señores, somos unas jodidas máquinas. Unas jodidas máquinas. Entonces, ¿qué? ¿Esta puerta no se abre? Bueno, yo no sé ni por dónde había venido, la verdad. Esta tampoco se abre, ¿no? Bueno, entonces tocará... pues, a ver... ¿qué? A ver si es que estoy yendo a otro lado ahora. Estoy bajando mucho, ¿no? Ahora. Eso espero, tío. No me tiene sentido, ¿no? Porque hemos tocado ahí algo.
King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
Tío, pero ahí había un camino.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
Ah, vale, que se va cambiando todo.
Pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Bueno, coño, que nos... Hoy tengo miedo. Hay que tener miedo a veces, señores. Hay que tener miedo. Sigue adentrándote en las ruinas. ¿No es el Irmensul este? No puedo yo hacer nada aquí, ¿no? No hay cofre ni nada. Solo puedo usar al viajero.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Qué bonito. Increíble, ¿eh? Hemos llegado.
Wait, what's that?
¿Qué es eso?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
Parece una tumba.
These are
¿sí?
King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret's script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret were never enemies at all.
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
La Reina Mayor Rukkhadevata vino a salvar al Rey Deshret y a su pueblo, pero para eliminar el conocimiento prohibido necesitó mucho poder. Los seguidores de ambos dioses siempre se han odiado, ignorantes de que sus dioses se apoyaron mutuamente ante la vida y la muerte.
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization, it was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans, fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive in the desert.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dia, tell me, my Aramites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Mientras Raman se calma, se toman un tiempo para explorar el templo. La reacción de Raman es normal. A cualquier creyente le habría costado aceptar. Pues sí, efectivamente.
I'll live. Thanks. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for, but please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you, too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their action.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice, long sleep. We'll need all our energy tomorrow.
Pues sí, Paimon. Pues sí. Bueno, pues impresionante historia, ¿eh? Pero parece que Saino no está convencido aún, ¿eh? Algo...
Stop yelling.
Bueno. Madre mía, pirámides y mazmorras. Pues ya está, ¿no? Vamos a mirar el logro antes de salir. Ah, no puedo. Es cierto. Primero hay que salir. Yo estoy... estupefacto. Estoy estupefacto. Es que no deja de sorprenderme este juego, tío. La historia en cada región... Es que si os ponéis a pensar un poco, es que es una jodida locura. Cada región, no solo la historia, sino absolutamente todo. La historia pasada, las tradiciones, las leyendas, los mitos, todo. Vale, dirígete a la base de los eremitas. Bueno, pues... espérate. Primero el logro. Pirámides y mazmorras. Comprende los hechos del pasado a través de las últimas palabras del sacerdote del Rey Deshret. Bueno, ahora toca... dirígete a la base de los eremitas, ¿no? Que eso está, pues... justamente ahí. Yo quiero quitarme esto de encima hoy, ¿eh? Llevo 1 hora 18 minutos, sé que es mucho, pero es que me gustaría hoy terminar esta misión de Arconte, joder. Quiero terminarla. Y espero que no le quede mucho a la carga esta, por favor. Espero que tampoco le quede mucho a la misión, pero no lo sé. Yo creo que no, porque, a ver, tiene pinta de que eso... esto ya debe ser lo último, al menos de esta misión. Vale, hemos llegado. Vamos a ver. Ahora, claro, él se tiene que encargar de que los otros se crean esto.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is thanks for agreeing to help.
Don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
Venga, por ellos.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick, please! Swift and painless!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turn pale like they've seen a ghost!
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry.
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
¿Puedo preguntarles
Be
algo?
my guest.
A ver. Los sabios están intentando crear un nuevo dios, ¿no es así?
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine canned knowledge.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Al-Haytham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
Cuidado, pero la creación final de los sabios no será la Reina Mayor Rukkhadevata. La creación final de los sabios es escaramucha.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge and wisdom that matter. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god, what?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But upon evaluation, they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had indeed passed away. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
Incluso en una situación como esta se niegan a reconocer a la Reina Menor Kusanali. Nunca imaginé que a una divinidad se le podría someter a algo tan cruel.
Let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these 2 scholars, they're coming too.
Sure. As you wish.
Bueno, dime que ya está, por favor. Todavía no, tío. Ve a la casa del jefe de la aldea Aru. Esto por mis huevos que lo hago hoy, ¿eh? Hay que ir ahí. Por mis cojones que yo lo termino. 1 hora y 25 minutos. Me la suda. Esto lo termino yo hoy. Esta misión de Arconte la termino hoy. Y mañana quiero hacer la legendaria de Zaino. Y me la quiero quitar de encima. Joder. ¿Tanto cuesta entenderlo, juego? Bueno, pues entremos de nuevo. Bueno, ahí veis, artefactos. Existen 5 categorías de artefactos. Al final esto de los artefactos es de lo más importante que hay en el juego, ¿eh? Para fortalecer mucho a los personajes. Bueno, pues ya está.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The 2 new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
Gracias a ti.
The atmosphere is so heavy.
Después de lo que ha pasado no es raro estar triste. La Reina Menor Kusanali, que ha hecho todo, tanto por todos, no es más que una causa perdida abandonada en el santuario Surastana por la Academia. Y las personas a las que protegía nunca pensaron que pudiera haber una niña Arconte en este mundo.
Say something. Stop spacing out.
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water and try to think about something else.
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
Oh, Paimon's so coming with you.
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
Me gustaría compartir con ustedes lo que sé.
So you were still withholding some information?
Pero ahora sé que estamos juntos en esto. Mientras conversan, Candace y Paimon traen comida y té. De ella parece muy relajada, como si no le hubiera afectado la pesada conversación. A Zaino se le ve muy solemne, parece haber tomado una decisión sobre algo, siempre fiel a sus creencias y en busca de lo correcto, parece haber encontrado una respuesta. Alacen también muestra su disposición a escuchar. Después de eso, cuentas toda la historia, compartes experiencias, emociones, secretos vividos en Sumeru. Esta información con ellos significa que ahora todos son aliados y que de hoy en adelante luchan por un objetivo común. Eso es todo lo que hemos vivido hasta ahora en Sumeru.
I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Raman's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
So, everyone.
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Me esforzaré al máximo ante lo que nos espere.
Let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Sin duda, confío en todos. De acuerdo, pues ya está, ahora sí, joder, el Rey Deshret y los 3 peregrinos. Misión superada y ahí tenemos el logro tan merecido, tan bonito. Increíble, señores, increíble, joder. Ahora sí, fuera. Primero el logro. El Rey Deshret y los 3 peregrinos. Completa el Rey Deshret y los 3 peregrinos. De acuerdo. Vale, un momento. A ver, la siguiente es esto, ¿eh? Sal de la casa del jefe. Supongo que esto lo puedo empezar, pero lo voy a hacer rápido. Va a ver qué nos dicen.
Don't rush. This is take it slowly.
He's starting.
Would you like me to
No way.
I was joking.
Ugh, you're...
De acuerdo. A ver.
In the past, if we can find a way...
No lo sé. Puede que sí, puede que no.
The past few days have been, and none of it'll earn me a single mora. I can't believe it.
Look on the bright side, dear.
You've got a point.
Paimon would buy...
That's it?
And...
Well, here's hoping that everything...
De acuerdo. Bueno, estos dos son guardias, jefe. Muy bien. Si alguien lo quiere leer, yo lo paso rápido, por lo menos. Y Candace. Bueno, yo voy a hacer el ritual ahora, por si acaso al salir ya aparece una escena o algo, ¿de acuerdo? Eso es lo que voy a hacer yo ahora. Así que, a ver. Pulso de Akasha, fuego que arrasa, la noche antes del alba. Sal de la casa del jefe de la aldea. Obviamente esto ya comienza tras terminar la anterior y estamos aquí, justo aquí. Por lo que vamos a salir y a ver qué pasa. Yo lo quiero dejar ya, pero espero que no salga una escena ahora, sinceramente. Espera hasta el día siguiente. Voy a hacerlo ahora por si acaso aparece algo. No me fío ni un pelo, tío. Joder, tío. Tengo que esperar justo un día entero. Siempre me pilla en el momento en el que tengo que esperar 24 horas, macho. Yo lo quiero hacer ya porque si aparece una escena automáticamente, pues ahora que estoy grabando es el momento, ¿de acuerdo? Así que va. Vale, fuera. De acuerdo, habla con Candace. Que está justamente ahí. De acuerdo, pues quédate ahí, ¿de acuerdo? Vale, si yo me teletransporto aquí, no creo que pase nada. O sea, esto yo ya lo dejamos. Yo me despido, que llevo 1 hora y media. Así que no me enrollo más. Disfrutad de vuestros días, pero recordad sobre todo de vuestras noches. ¡Hasta la próxima!